This gentleman came to see us last year and had such a great time visiting that he decided he wanted to come back again. All the way from down under, from Australia, a Masters champion, a Goodwill ambassador, and I joked about it last year, but it bears repeating. Guys, if you make it out of here with your lady after you avoid Dwayne Simpson, if this guy gets in front of you, that accent, forget about it. She's gone. Please welcome, all the way from Australia, back to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, Medad Mays Ronen.
Good evening, Florida. Good evening, Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. It's an honor to be here. This is a dream come true, and I will explain why. First of all, it's amazing how quickly a year goes by, 12 months, to think that we were only here like last week, really. But it's amazing. I just want to take a moment out to thank Butch and Kathy Flansburgh for all their hard work. Over the past 12 months, I've rung them from time to time. And prior to signing the contract to fight my last fight, I dreamed of being up here. Something my wife calls the Jodeci dreams, because we old school, we like listen to old school music, we listen to Jodeci and all that when we drive our car, you know, but I'll get into that a little later on. Anyhow, and my dear brother, Eddie Montavo, I love you, bro. You invited me here last year, and just coincidentally, I just walked around and met a few people, and it just grew from there. Like everybody else in this room that's spoken and said something tonight about how beautiful boxing is. Boxing has done everything for me. Everything I ever wanted in life, you know. I'm so in love because of boxing. I'm in love with my wife. I'm in love with my kids. And I'm just so lucky because of boxing. But 2002 was the first time I came to America, and I stayed with Lamont Brewster and his family, as I always do. Lamont's family have always been nice to me. Every time that I've been here, I stayed with them. And after about 3 days, one of the sisters comes over to me and says, "Maze, you cool. We got to hook you up." Anyway, it's about 3 days later. I was downtown LA training and that, walked out, and I feasted my eyes on this beautiful soul sister. And 8 years later, we're married with 2 beautiful kids. And baby girl Aliyah, Leilani, and Jaden. And that's all through boxing. But anyhow, tonight, I really just wanted to talk about 2 things. One of the things I want to talk to you about, I currently train, and I've been training for the last 12 months, the current WBF super lightweight champion, Rani Ganoy, a Filipino fighter. Rani's fought Michael Katsidis, some great fighters in the past like Michael Katsidis, Bobby Pacquiao, but he fought them too early in the mix. He then went on to fight former IBF super featherweight champion, Robbie the Brown Bomber Peden, and my boy knocked him out. And also recently is won the WBF super lightweight title. What a great place to come to like tonight and meet the great champions that influenced me. Just sitting in that table with Marlon Sterling and having Pink Long Thomas here, Howard Davis, Vince Phillips and everybody. If I forget to mention your name, forgive me. I truly respect you and honoured to be here with you. But what a great place to come and meet and greet all these great people, matchmakers, managers, promoters. Hopefully my boy can come out here to USA and we can get him a fight and sometime this year, because I know that we can go on to get some wins and we'll go into a bigger fight and another world title fight, a big world title fight. But the most important reason that I'm here tonight is a very emotional reason to me, so forgive me. When I was here last year, on this stage, I paid respect to a great human being, and his name was Angelo Dundee. I paid respect to him because he mentored me on the phone prior to my world title fight against a Japanese boy, Shinichi Murayama. When I made that speech, as I walked off the stage, the first person to put out his hand and greet me, hug me, and congratulate me on my speech was an extraordinary human being that I am going to pay respect to tonight, which is the main reason I came here tonight for. Later on that night, we caught up in that lobby right there, and he spoke to me about my career and a few other things, and he said to me, "You remind me of one of my old world champions." move your head side to side, throw punches in bunches. You like to finish off with a left hook. You listen well, all that stuff. He said to me, if you ever fight again, I'll be in your corner. I'll be your teacher. I will be your trainer. I was over the moon. When I went back to Australia, I started training 10 times a week. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll do 10 times 400 meter sprints with 60-second break, all of them 75 seconds. Be out back in the gym again in the afternoon, 21 rounds boxing. Tuesday, strength and conditioning in the morning, back to sparring in the afternoon. You know, work up every day. I videotaped every session that I did every week. Even if it was mitts, I videotaped everything. I compiled the DVD every month and I sent it to my teacher. My teacher here in Florida would critique it, and I would call him every week, 3 times a week. Sometimes twice a day, we'd speak for half an hour. That's how dedicated I was to this. See, when I won my first world title, before that, I was off for 21 years because the doctor said you shouldn't fight. But I fought. I remember waking up in the hospital after my operation, my back and that. And I yelled out to the nurse, said, get me the doctor. Excuse me. And the doctor said, what's up, mate, Dad? Mr. Ronen. I said, doctor, will I ever be able to compete again? And he said, yeah, of course. Your body's a mess. You need some rest. Have some time off. You know, take it easy. I looked at him and I said, doctor, will I ever be able to compete at an elite level? Because, you know, I wanted to represent my country. I wanted to do what my dad did. My dad represented Israel in the Rome Olympics. My dad was a champion. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I wanted to be just like Dad. I never had to go out and look for a hero. My dad was with me at home every day. He looked at me and he said, it's possible. It depends on the rehabilitation program and everything you take. Slowly. Guys like you have a tendency of rushing in. Just take it easy. And I cried my eyes out. I grabbed him by the sleeve and I said to him, doctor, will I ever be world champion again? Will I ever be world champion? And he looked at the nurse and was like, this kid, something's wrong. It's like, man, I can't answer that, he said to me. And I was crying my eyes out like I'd lost someone, like my son, like somebody passed away. And I said, I'm going to be world champion. I'm going to be world champion. He looked at the nurse like there was something, like this kid doesn't know when to stop. And I don't know when to stop. Not when I love something this much. So I took 21 years off. But anyhow, getting back to the story. I trained and sent my footage over here every month to my teacher, and he would critique it. Then on April this year, I signed a contract to fight Sunichi Moriyama, Win Sukpanya from Asia, a guy who'd fought the best super flyweights in the world. He had 75 pro fights. He fought Vic Darchinyan, and he fought WBC super flyweight champion Daisuke Naito from Japan. He had a few unsanctioned fights, so they're not all in his boxing record, but fought him, knocked him out twice in the 4th round, twice in the 5th round, and the referee called it off. Because of my teacher, I won the WBF Super Bantamweight title, Masters. In the world of boxing, you heard everybody talk tonight. They talk about great trainers in LA, guys in West Hollywood, guys who were catching punches. They never became world champions. They're good people in that. Never became world champions because they were catching punches. Guys in Las Vegas, guys in New York, and they're great trainers. They are great trainers. But every footage, every video, every article, every internet clipping, and everything they read about, heard about, or spoke about, my teacher was there. My teacher was there with Willie Pep. My teacher was there with Archie Moore. My teacher was there with Sugar Ray Robinson fought Jake LaMonda. And my teacher was there in Miami when Angelo Dundee, the great Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston for the heavyweight title. My teacher was a performer. He was a great performer. He still is a performer. He's amazing. Last night when I came in here, he was all dressed up. I thought I was looking at Cab Calloway. He was so beautiful, he's dressed up, he's so slick. Awesome. He's an inspiration to everybody. Anyhow, my teacher used to perform with the best people. Sidney Poitier, Sammy Davis Jr., you name it, my teacher was there. My teacher was a great tap dancer, amazing. But in boxing, when it comes to boxing, he don't tap dance for nobody. For if boxing was a jungle, you had everybody say their piece. If boxing was a jungle, my teacher would be the lion. He wouldn't be the leopard, he wouldn't be the cheetah, he'd just be a peaceful lion, but he would be the lion. See, when Antonio Tarver came to Australia and fought Danny Green after the Roy Jones fight, everybody said, and Danny Green's going to knock out Antonio Tarver. The magic is over. It's finished. But my teacher said, you know what? We're not only going to win this, we're going to knock Danny Green out. Anyhow, we all know what happened. But that night, when Antonio Tarver knocked out Danny Green, that wasn't just Antonio Tarver knocking out Danny Green. That was 85-year-old man, Hall of Famer, legendary trainer, and my teacher, my uncle, person I call uncle, because in my culture, we don't call somebody that close to us teachers, and we call them Uncle Jimmy Williams. Thank you. Uncle Jimmy's taught me so many things. Like I said, I married a soul sister. Anyhow, but that was before I met him. Anyhow, I've copped a bit of racial stuff in Australia. It's been very hurtful. I tried not to show it to my wife. I just go in the park, 43-year-old man. And I'm Jewish and Israeli. And yeah, it was hard. But anyhow, you taught me the most important thing, Uncle Jimmy. At a time where everybody was jealous of me winning world titles and making just jealous comments on the internet, you taught me to stay inside my body. You taught me when there's a guy opposite me, they're always trying to pull me out of my body, trying to make me make mistakes. You told me, stay in your body, baby, stay in your body all the time. You said that to me. It's beautiful. I never forget that. It was always on my mind. So many times I felt like pulling out of the fight, but I didn't want to pull out of the fight because I had you on my mind. It was like signing a contract when I married my wife. It was the same thing. I wanted to go through it. Just like I promised her family, I wanted to do it. But the most important thing you taught me, and I'm just about to finish up, everybody, that I was too busy loving my wife, too busy loving my kids, than to be hating on these people, hating on the people that are not my equal, that are miserable. And you said that to me. They're not your equal. They're not extraordinary. You kept telling me that. You kept me positive. You kept me in line. Uncle Jimmy Williams, over the past 12 months, you say to me, jump, and I said, how high, right? You said to me, jump, and I said, how high, Uncle? I want to ask something of you tonight in front of everybody here. I want you to trust me in this, in what I'm about to say. Would you please join me on stage tonight, just for 1 minute? Please come and join me on stage tonight, please. Oh, Linda. Last night, Uncle Jimmy hurt his shoulder bad, and I prayed that he would come tonight and be with me, because this is the main reason I came here for, you know. But Uncle Jimmy, it's a great honour to just say this, and I hope you understand what I'm about to say, because it's truly from the bottom of my heart. Winning the world title was not just, it was truly because of your teachings. You're not just a teacher, you're not just a trainer, you're not just a friend, you're like an uncle to me. And I would like you to accept this belt. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, please. I will not leave Florida until you take it. And maybe you can say a few words. God bless you. Have a good
Well, boxing is not my hobby. It's my life. And it just taught me to bring the best out of me. And that's what I try to do while I'm on this earth, you know. And I've been working with kids all my life, and it's not about the money. It's about who I am. So a lot is that people don't really know who I am. I was born in Florida, raised in New York, understand? And I've been a dancer. I've been a teacher all my life. I taught dancing. I worked with Sidney Porter, Sammy Davis Jr., all of them in Harlem. I know Bumpy Johnson. But when I come down here, people always think that they really know who I am. They don't know who I am. I'm always trying to get the best of myself while I'm on this earth, you know. And we all on a trip. And what I was trying to tell Midday, you have to stay inside yourself. People are always trying to pull you out of yourself. I know who I am. I was born in Florida, Leesburg, Florida. And I'm a native. And I was a coach of Florida for 15 years with Dick Lee and all these guys. I worked for the police department, PAL, saving kids. They just send kids to me before they send the lockup. And Phil Alessi heard about me. He's the one that brought me here. You see, I was Mr. Link, and I trained Mugabe, Lord Hunnigan, and so many other kids, Bruce Johnson, so many other guys. So I don't want to go on. This is breathtaking because Midday is so real and genuine. He called me from Australia about every night and about the fight and everything. And I'm just glad that I was able to do something for him, and because I'm a humanitarian. You can't put no label on me. Understand? You can't label me because what I do is from my heart. You know what I mean? And I don't do no dancing for nobody. I'm for real. You got to understand who I am. I come from a segregated generation, not an integrated generation. I'm a traditional law. And all my family fought in the army. So I'm not out here to prove nothing. It's not about the money. It's about being the best human being I can while I'm on this earth. You understand? Because nobody get out. Yeah. See, I realize nobody get out this world alive. You understand? Nobody. So I'm going to be the best I can while I'm here. Yeah, give my flowers while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And that's, he put me in a position, you get a chance to see what's inside me. You understand? I can go on and on. I have to call it good right here because I'm getting emotional. Okay.